Hey guys, I want you to get ready to read for the sun. So I have written out a word family on my whiteboard. We're going to read that word family together, and then I'm going to put some beginning sounds in front of it, and we're going to read those words one at a time. You don't need to write anything yet. So what letter is that? U. What does U say? What letter is that? G. What does G say? G, g, g. Let's put those two sounds together. Ugh. Ugh. So now we know that all of our words are going to end in ugh. Make sure you say ugh. What happens when I put a D in front? What is my word now? Ugh. Dug. I dug a hole. Next one. What happens if I put the H in front of it? Ugh. Hug. I miss giving you guys a hug. Are you saying the words with me? Please do. Next one. Ugh. Tug. That's what our story is going to be about today. A game of tug of war. Tug means to pull something. Can you read that word? Tug. What happens if I say ol, ugh, lug? Can you say lug? Lug means to carry. When you get older, you're going to have to lug a lot of books around the school. What's this word again? Lug. How about, what if I put a blend in front? So right now, let's just look at this blend. S-L. What does S say? S. What does L say? Ol. So we have sl. Can you say sl? Sl. Ugh. Slug. And we know that a slug is one of those slimy bugs. We have them at Corpus Christi, right? Sometimes they're on the ground in the hall when you're walking up to class in the morning. What's this word again? Slug. Very good. Okay, now I'm going to give us another word family. This isn't really a word family, actually. This is just a word ending. Okay? So we know that U says and when we get the FF together at the end of a word, it says f. So we have f. What does that blend together to say? Uff. Can you say uff? Very good. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to put a C in front, and uff becomes k. Uff. Can you make those sounds? K. Uff. What's that word? Cuff. Very good. And a cuff is like the end of a long sleeve shirt. What goes around your wrist is the cuff. All right, let's see what our next word is. Uff. Huff. And huff is just to kind of blow. Remember the Three Little Pigs story? What does the big bad wolf say? Ow, huff, and ow. Puff, and I'll blow your house down. Uff, puff. Huff and puff means to blow. All right, next one. I'm going to put a blend in front now. This is a big word, guys. So let's not look at this right now. Let's just look at our blend. What letter is that? F. What does F say? What letter is that? L. What does L say? O. So we have full. Full. That's a tough blend to say. Please say it with me. Fl. Fl. Or full. Fl. Fl. So now we're going to add our uff. So we have fl, uff. Can you connect those sounds to make a word? Fluff. Fluff. Can you say fluff? Very good. We have a couple more. And I'm going to do another blend. So, ooh, another great word. So we know that ST says st, st, st. So now we have st and uff. Can you blend those together to make that word? Stuff says, very good, stuff, stuff. And we know that stuff are just things. And actually that is the last one of these. And now you can get your pencil and paper out. And we're going to write. I'm going to give you some words and I'll use them in context. We know that when I use them in context, that means I'm using them in a sentence. That's right. So you're going to recognize this first word from the words that we just blended together. Tug. Have you ever played tug of war? Tug. The first sound is t, t, T. And we know that it ends in ug. G. What's that word? Tug. Write that now, please. And remember, feel free to pause if I'm going too fast. Our next word is one that we already did too. Okay, it's going to end in ug also. We're just going to change the beginning sound. Hug. I want to give you a big hug. And we know that hug means you wrap your arms around someone and you squeeze, right? But not too hard. Ugh. Hug. So what do you notice about tug and hug? They are, you guessed it, rhyming words. All right. Our next word is not going to end in ugh, so it won't rhyme with tug and hug. Our next word is cut. Can you cut that piece of paper, please? Cut. What's the first sound you hear in cut? K, k, k. C. Very good. What's the vowel sound? It's the same vowel sound as tug and hut. Cut. What vowel goes there? U. And the ending sound is t, 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 T. Cut. And our last word is hut. A hut is just a small cabin or a little house. Hut. I want to go live in a hut by the ocean. Hut. What's the first sound you hear in hut? H, right? Same vowel and same ending sound as cut. Now, what do you notice about cut and hut? You guessed it, they're rhyming words. Can you read all four words with me, please? Tug, hug, cut, hut. Feel free to pause right now and make sure you copy and read all of those words. Read them out loud. Then you're going to get out your Super Kids booklet. Okay? Our story today that we're going to read is in our Super Kids booklet, and it has some very important words. One word you already know very well, right? That's one of our sight words. T-H-E spells the. Okay, very good. Now, who are all our characters in our reading curriculum when we do reading? We call them all the Super Kids. So this is Super Kids. That's going to be a word in our story. Also in our story, we're going to have several different characters. So let's go over the names of our characters. And I want you to pay special attention to their names, the letters in their names, okay? We're not just identifying them by their picture. We're going to read their names. Cass, Oswald, Golly, Alf, Doc, Sal, Lily, Icky, Tick, Tack, Tock, Fritz, Etta Betta, and Hot Rod. Very good. So now that we've gone over that, I want you to open up your books and turn to page 8. Now, good readers think about what they're going to read before they start. So let's look at the title and see if we can figure out what the story is going to be about. Tug. Wow, we know that word now. Tug. So we know that tug of war is a game. And that's what the story is about. It's about the super kids playing tug of war. You pull on a rope and you try to pull the people on the other side of the rope across the space in the middle. Have you guys ever played tug of war? I wish I could hear all about it. So I want you to notice that the sentences go from left to right, right? And they go from top to bottom. And we read these sentences first above the picture, and then we go down here to the bottom of the picture. And our picture also continues on to page 9. So, oh, there's a word that I need you to look at. Can you find the word on page 9? And you can open your book up like this, okay? Can you find the word on page 9 that's spelled H-A-S? See if you can find that word on page 9. Ooh, there it is, right? So the S at the end makes a Z sound, zzz, just like the S in the word is. So let's practice reading this word together right now. As, has. Very good. And that's going to help us when we're ready to read the story all by ourselves, okay? Now, which team do you guys think is going to win tug of war? Let's look at the teams. Who do we have on this team? Etta Betta, Tick and Tack, Icky, Alf, Oswald, and Cass. And then over here we have Sal. We know Sal's really strong, right? Doc, Fritz, Lily, Tock, and Hot Rod. So think about who you think might win. And now we're going to read the story to find out who wins the game, what happens in the game, and maybe who wins the game, okay? So I want you to take a moment and pause the video now, please, and try to read the story all on your own, okay? Take a minute, pause, and then come and meet me back here and we'll read it together. Okay, how did it go? Were you able to read the whole thing by yourself? It's tough, huh? But you guys are ready for this because we've practiced all of these blends and all of these sounds. So take your time, and what I would like for you to do is read this story several times. The more you read it all by yourself, the better you'll get and the easier it will be. So let's try and read the story together now. And then we'll talk about what's, we'll talk about what's happening. Do you remember who that is? Cass tugs. Oswald tugs Cass. You can see that right there, right? He's pulling on her. Alf is hot. Icky sits. Why do you think Icky's sitting? Why do you think he's sitting? You think maybe he pulled so hard that he fell down? Tick tugs tack. So Tick is pulling on tack, right? What does this say? Etta Betta is last. She's the very last one in line. Golly is left. Now, what do you think that means? Did you figure out this word? Left. Left. We've practiced that word in our Read for the Sun too, right? So, left. What do you think that means, that golly is left? Do you think that means like right and left? No. It looks to me like it means that golly's been left out of the game, right? All right, let's continue. Who's that? Sal tugs. Doc tugs Sal. See? She's pulling on him. Fritz is hot. See? Do you remember who was hot over here? Alf is hot. Fritz is hot. So remember, we're always looking for ways to help us read. If you see a sentence that is similar, use that to help you read the new sentence. Lily sits. Oh, just like Icky, she's about to fall down, right? Talk tugs Lily. You see, she's kind of trying to pull Lily back up. Hot Rod is last. Golly has, here's that word, we know it already because we practiced it. Golly has a fuss. What does that mean, that golly has a fuss? You think it means that he's upset and he's showing it by doing what? What do doggies do when they're upset sometimes? They bark, right? Why do you think he's having a fuss? You think he wants to join in the game? I think you're right. So when I read, I ask myself questions about what's going to happen next. On this page, we know that Golly's making a fuss, right? So I'm going to ask myself, what do I think Golly will do next? I think he might find a way to play with the Super Kids. What do you think he's going to do next? Let's read to find out. And if you haven't read this page by yourself yet, pause and do that now. I should have told you to make sure you read all 3 pages. And then come back and read with me. Whose name is that? Golly. Tugs. Asked. Fast. And now we remember the Super Kids. Very good. How about these 3 words? Hit the dust. Dust. The Super Kids hit the dust. What do you think hit the dust means, guys? You think it means that they all fell down? That's right. That's a phrase that people use when they talk about falling down. They hit the dust. Can you say hit the dust? And look at our 2 speech balloons. We know that word really well by now, right? What are they saying when they hit the dust? Ugh. Ugh. You guys are excellent, excellent readers. Now, were you right about what happened with your prediction with Golly? What did Golly do? He ran away with the rope. Why do you think he did that? You think it's because he wanted to play and the super kids weren't letting him? How do you think the super kids felt after Golly took the rope? You think maybe they were surprised? Maybe they felt sorry for not including Golly? Or maybe they just thought that he was funny, huh? I think he's pretty funny. So now to connect to your own experiences, because that's what good readers do, I want you to think, would you like to play tug of war with the super kids? Would you want to play that game? Looks pretty fun to me. Would you let Golly play? Why or why not? Why would you let Golly play, or why wouldn't you let Golly play? Think about that. Talk to someone about it at your house, or just talk to the camera. You can talk to yourself. I mean, talk to the computer. Pretend you're talking to me. I can tell you that I would definitely want to play tug of war. It looks like a lot of fun. It looks like good exercise. And you guys, I think you know that I would let Golly play, right? Because I love having puppies around. All right. I want you to go back and I want you to read this story several times today and tomorrow. Read it until you feel fluent. You remember that fluency means that it comes automatically, okay? And that's how we become good readers. Miss you guys. Bye.